Yuzuru Hanyu is the only figure skater mentioned in the ISU audit report. They sadly admit that the departure of the two-time Olympic champion has affected the attractiveness of figure skating for spectators and sponsors. First and foremost, of course, in Japan, the main market, but also up the chain around the world. And while ISU obviously suffers without Yuzuru Hanyu himself has a sea of projects and excellent performance with them. Last summer he said goodbye to tournaments, gave a touching speech and promised to show many more interesting things on the ice, including a quadruple axel. And indeed, Yuzuru Hanyu has more performances this year than in the last two competition seasons combined. And in the ice show industry, Yuzuru Hanyu has revolutionized. He promoted the newest figure skating format, the one-man show. His shows gather stadiums, go to cinemas and on TV. At the age of 27, Yuzuru Hanyu has won everything possible in figure skating, and also set the most world records, 19. At that age you can continue to perform, but injuries have prevented him from skating at the same level. Over the years in the sport the Japanese accumulated a huge fan base, so now invariably gathers full stands at demonstrations. And in addition to participation in the familiar champion tours like the traditional fantasy on ice puts on personal large-scale performances. In November 2022 his professional project Prologue had its premiere, 5 concerts in Japan, which were broadcast on TV and in cinemas. Yuzuru Hanyu is the protagonist and producer of these productions, with his legendary competitive numbers on the program. He is developing a new direction in the ice performance industry, the one-man show. Beside him there are the occasional extra on the arena, but the main focus is on the champion. Yuzuru Hanyu appears to the announcer's voice, then warms up in front of the audience, walks over to the board with Winnie the Pooh to get in the mood, and only then starts his performance, just like in the old days. But the prologue is only a preface to another ambitious project, Gift, a mono prospectacle that lasts almost 3 hours. It is a kind of journey through Yuzuru Hanyu's biography with a collection of his iconic programs in new numbers. 35,000 people came to the premiere, another 30,000 tickets were sold in cinemas, in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong and South Korea, and it was also streamed on Japan's Disney Plus and the international streaming service Globe Coding. The show involved elaborate graphics, sets, and the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra. No figure skater had ever before attempted such a large-scale performance. There has never been such a show in figure skating before. Yuzuru Hanyu packed the stadium alone and skated for almost 3 hours. The performances reflect key moments in Yuzuru Hanyu's career, including the 2022 Olympics, where the Japanese came in 4th, failing 3 elements. The Rondo Capriccioso free routine now sounds different. This is the program I didn't do at the Beijing Olympics. Today I felt as if I had recreated the feelings from there when I couldn't completely fulfill the dream I had set out to achieve. I wanted to send the message that you can make dreams come true, even if not always in the way you originally imagined, he said after the premiere. Yuzuru Hanyu also performed Let Me Entertain You and Let's Go Crazy, Freebies to Seimei, and The Phantom of the Opera, a revealing Haru Yokoi, a new number to the soundtrack from Gone with the Ghosts One Summer's Day. These are all full-fledged productions with tracks and spins, and most of them also include jumps, mostly triple jumps. It seemed physically impossible to keep up with all this, but Yuzuru Hanyu proved once again that we set our own limits. He promotes the idea of saving the planet and runs several blogs. His videos garner millions of views. You can watch Yuzuru Hanyu's roles not only on the show. In 2022 he created a page on the most popular social networks, and a YouTube channel where he pushes his training videos. Almost all of them have already gathered 1 million views, and the video greeting gathered 4.2 million in less than a year. Yuzuru Hanyu does the filming and editing himself. During the launch of the channel, he promised that he would show life off ice as well, but he hasn't published any vlogs yet. But he has already shown that he can do a 4-pack and salcho. How things stand with the quadruple axel, it is unknown. Yuzuru Hanyu does not perform it at the gala concerts or on roller skates. However, during his farewell press conference he assured that he definitely will not abandon the idea, because for him and many of his fans the quad axle is a dream. Blogs and shows help promote the environmental campaign in which Yuzuru Hanyu is involved. After Gift premiered, he had another series of shows called Notte Stellata, meaning Starry Night in Italian. It is dedicated to the Japanese earthquake of March 11, 2011. In 2023 these days Yuzuru Hanyu rolled out several performances in his native Miyagi prefecture. "12 years ago he left home for a long time because of the devastation and even considered quitting the sport, changing his profession to help people." Yuzuru Hanyu later said that the stars were particularly visible at night after the earthquake, which is why he gave the new tour that name. Shi-Lin Burney, Jason Brown, Satoko Miyahara, Keiji Tanaka, and several other Japanese singles also performed on Notte Stellata. The show was staged to honor the victims of the earthquake and to bring attention to the issue of natural disasters. Of course, with Yuzuru Hanyu, there is a large team organizing these performances, but he is the main inspirer and producer. His work schedule is now even busier than during the competition. At the same time he does not cancel his training, programs need to be in good shape. For the legendary Japanese, work is a regular routine. Finishing his career, he promised to work even harder and further develop the sport. "I will do everything possible so that people, including those who have never seen figure skating live, will understand that it is really great and that it is worth seeing. I will challenge myself, including quadruple jumps, and do whatever it takes to reach an even higher level." A year later, it's safe to say that Yuzuru Hanyu has kept his word.